Alrighty, what's going on, everybody? Good to see everybody back. I just wanted to start by saying that I really appreciate all the comments and the likes that you guys are leaving on my videos. This is what it's all about. This is what it's, the purpose really of social media platforms like YouTube, to be able to create videos to share with the community and be able to also like share knowledge and information with the community. And that's why, to me, it's just so important to be able to get you guys the videos that I feel like you will find helpful, beneficial, interesting, and also, be able to film them in such a way that you guys can actually see the details, because when I film these things, I actually go back and look, and if something's not clear to me the way that I say it, if it's not clear to me, it's not going to be clear to you guys. So I know that basically I end up having to reshoot some stuff to just make it a little bit better. And like I said before, by no means am I any good at this. I'm just trying to, like I said, try to figure out the best way to get some of these details, some of this information to you guys. So once again, thanks a lot. If you like my videos, please go ahead and subscribe. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Today I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the different types of chess boxes that I have. Now, that being said, I don't have all the chess boxes that are available. All three of these chess boxes that you see here came from the House of Staunton. The House of Staunton also has a couple of other chess boxes that I have actually been looking at, and hopefully when I end up getting another chess set, I will probably end up buying the bigger chess box, the bigger coffer chess box, because I'm really interested to see how that box performs, how big it is, what kind of pieces I can put in there, and overall how does it compare to some of the other chess boxes. And they do have a little tiny chess box for like a 2.8 inch king or something like that, like a really tiny one that you can buy, I think, for about 50 bucks. And sometimes over there, if you go to the House of Staunton and you look at their wooden chess sets, you're actually able to see that they do provide a little tiny chess box with the free with some of the chess sets. As far as looking at the pictures of the small chess box, I can't even see if it's separated inside, but based on the size, I doubt that there's a separation. I think all the pieces are being thrown in there, but when I do get those boxes, I will be sure to make a more comprehensive review of those boxes as well. In the meantime, let's go ahead and take a quick look at some of the things I wanted to talk to you guys about as far as what differentiates these boxes one from another, so that we can kind of take a look. So let's go ahead and take a look at this box right here. This is one of the kind of standard chess boxes. I've shown this before to you guys in the video of the Library Grandmaster chess set. This is where I keep the Library Grandmaster chess set. So I do not keep my pieces upright, as has been mentioned before. The king would not stand upright anyways. So I just keep them just the way that they are. Interestingly, so the top here, there is no felt on the top, but there is felt on both the sides and the bottom of this box. So as far as this particular box, the big question with boxes anyways, it would be to, like, are you intending to keep these boxes at home? Do you intend, and where do you intend to keep them? Like for all of my chess boxes, because I have small kids, I keep all of my chess boxes underneath the bed, so that way the kids don't get to them, they don't pull them out, they don't scratch them. But that's the big question, is some of these boxes, like this smaller box here, potentially could be placed on top of like a bookshelf, or fit it somewhere where you don't need to put it underneath the bed if you didn't want to. So when you're picking a chess box, in a way, like when you're shopping online, first and foremost, obviously, you're going to choose a box that's going to be big enough for your pieces. So if you're getting pieces that are, let's say the king is 4 inches or 4.4 with the base of, larger than 1.5 inches, like let's say that your king is like almost 2 inches. Like one of the chess sets that I've been really wanting to get is one on the clearance section of the House of Staunton, the 4.4 inch Murphy chess set. I think it retails for $474 or somewhere in that area. And I particularly wanted to get the Blood Rosewood because it looks so nice. But this particular box may be offered when I check out with that particular chess set, but the base and the weight and the height of all those pieces, just the overall size, they're not going to really fit well into this box. Not to say that they won't fit at all. You can in fact fit, laying down, much bigger chess set than the Library Grandmaster in this box. However, if you can see here, and I'm just gonna lean it forward, the pieces occupy about 1/2 to 3/4 of the space inside of this box, which means that you could probably end up getting a much bigger chess set and be able to still put it in here without any problem. Okay, so but when you get bigger chess pieces, you try to put them in sideways in here and they pretty much fill in the entire space, and you have to be careful at how you arrange them one on top of another, so you will have the sufficient space. So you have to be careful as far as how you're arranging the pieces, especially if the chess set is a lot bigger. And if you, laying the pieces down, have to kind of really think about how you're laying them on top of each other, then probably this smaller box is not the right box for those pieces anyways. So, I mean, in a sense, like when you're thinking about getting a chess box, there's going to be certain factors that you'd obviously want to consider. Number one, I mean, if you're planning to have a box, then are you planning to take your chess set out somewhere? Like, are you taking it to a friend's house? Will you be planning to take it to like tournaments? Or is this something that's just going to be sitting at home? And if it's going to be sitting at home, are you going to keep it on a bookshelf? Do you intend to keep it underneath your bed? Do you intend to always keep it on top of your chess table? Or, you know, these are some of the things that you might want to keep in mind, because a smaller box like this is definitely a lot more compact, but not necessarily the best box in all particular circumstances. So one of the things I did want to talk to you guys about is, I'm going to flip this over slightly. On the bottom, you don't have felt. You just have these like little 4 felt feeling knobs. So that allows you, when you're putting it on a flat surface, you're not getting the bottom side of it scratched up. But the knobs, they don't really come out really far. So it's just basically to prevent the box from moving around and sliding too much. And it's able to achieve its purpose pretty well. The box overall is pretty slick. It's small. However, the sides are really like smooth, super smooth. So if you take a chess set like this, like a chess box like this, and you intend to go out and say you're always planning to take it to tournaments and whatnot, then, I mean, I've never actually dropped this box because it's fairly easy to hold, and depending on what type of chess set, it's not really going to be that heavy. The box isn't super heavy. However, I can see circumstances if you got a bunch of stuff, you know, this could potentially slip. It depends, you know, I could feel like without really any particular handle to it, it could slip. Another thing about this box is that when you're keeping your chess pieces in there, you want to always have the box upright, just because once again, the bottom, the top portion of it, it doesn't have any felt. So as a result, like if you flip it upside down, then your pieces are going to fall right onto that, you know, thin wood, and potentially you could get scratches on the top portion as well as on your pieces. So maybe not necessarily something you'd want. However, this box it's like $69. It's one of the less expensive boxes. And a lot of times if you get an inexpensive set, they are able to either give you even a greater discount on a box like this, or they're able to throw it in for free. That's how I ended up getting the Library Grandmaster chess set. They threw it in with the set, and if you're interested in that particular review, you can go ahead and head on to the Library Grandmaster video. So with that being said, it's not necessarily the worst box out there, and if you have pieces that are able to fit in here comfortably, then definitely, by all means, do consider this box. I would probably not consider going smaller though. They do have different colors. This is the black one. I know they have one that's going to be like a more light brown, like a mahogany type of look. So there's different boxes depending on, you know, what your circumstances are. If you plan to keep it on like a wooden bookshelf and you want something to match with the rest of the books in that area, then maybe getting a light brown one might be a little bit better. So with that being said, yeah, definitely an overall not a bad box for like a smaller chess set. Okay, moving on, we have the bigger box over here. This is the premium leather chess box, which I keep my new chess set, the Camerata Collection Cambridge Springs Series chess set, and they fit in here all you know, pretty well. The overall, the height of this box is going to be a little bit higher than the small one here, and that is predominantly because you do have this extra space within the top. So that way you can stand your pieces up, even if there are 4.4 inches, you can stand all your pieces up and then be able to close it and nothing's going to interfere. Then once again, you know, if you're thinking about it, is this going to be a box that you just strictly keep at home? Because if you're intending to carry this around, then even if you stand up all your pieces and you put this sideways and you're walking with it or whatever, your pieces are going to go all over the place. So, you know, it's something that you'd want to probably consider. Now, one of the things that differentiates this box from the other one is the top here is also felt. It's not soft felt, but it's felt. So if your pieces end up flipping upside down, they're less likely to scratch up the surface of the top of the box as well as the pieces themselves. However, in neither of those two boxes am I willing to shake them around or, you know, go walking around or running around with them, just because the pieces will get scratched up. The king might lose its finial, and then, you know, I'm sure the queen is going to lose the little spikes, as oftentimes happens, especially in the less expensive chess sets. So, but overall, this box, the leather premium chess box, does differentiate in the fact that you have the key. So if you're trying to keep the pieces safe, you can just simply lock it, take the key out. I don't know who you would be keeping it safe from, maybe small kids or dogs, but you know, dogs don't have opposable thumbs, so they won't be able to open the box anyways. But just to keep in mind that this box does have a key, and the smaller box does not have any type of a key or anything like that. So this is going to be running you, this particular one, I looked it up again, I think it's around $127. It's not the best of the best, but when I was choosing a slightly bigger box, I've had the opportunity to choose this one, which is leather, because I felt like I just wanted something a little bit softer. It has a felt on the bottom. There were other boxes similar in size and maybe just a slightly bigger that were wood. But I did end up choosing the leather one just because I felt like it looked a lot better, and I liked the overall feel and kind of look of it. So, interestingly, one thing I do want to show you guys is that the dimensions of this box, even though it's slightly taller than this box, you could see that if we put them right on top of each other, there we go. I'm gonna try not to drop anything. The bottom box is actually a little bit longer. So as far as the square footage of the inside of the boxes, you know, the space, you're getting kind of similar space. The biggest winner as far as the space that you need to set up your pieces upright would be this, just because of the extra bit of space within the top, which you do not get here. There is felt, like I said, on the bottom. Once again, kind of have to consider where you're going to store it. Interesting fact is that this box and this box are slightly different heights, as I've already kind of alluded to previously. I'm going to try to kind of orient them, but there's an extra space in this box. And it might not matter a whole lot, but I keep all my chess sets and stuff underneath the bed, just because that way they're going to be safer there. This box doesn't fit underneath the bed really well. I have to put it, I've got like a little border underneath the bed, and the other boxes in this box and this smaller box, they slide underneath without any issues. This box doesn't go where the border is, so I have to actually pull things aside and put it underneath the bed from the side, where the border of the bed is a little bit higher, just a little bit. And even in that circumstance, I have to kind of push it in pretty firmly, because it really doesn't have a whole lot of space, so it pushes against the carpet and kind of goes underneath there. So, like I said, wherever you guys depend to keep these boxes, it's going to be something that you'd want to keep in mind. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. As I already showed you these two, this box right here is going to be the more expensive box out of all three that I have. This is this box. Also, I showed you guys this box before in the Camerata Collection, the 1852 Paulsen series chess set video. So if you guys are interested in that, please by all means go and look at that video. So as far as you can see, this box is a lot bigger. And as far as height, it's about the height of the black box here. So it's not as high as this one. It's about as high as, so as far as being able to to shove this underneath the bed or anything like that, it's fine. It's able to just slide on. But to be able to keep a big box like this on a bookshelf or something like that, I don't think that would be possible. Now, there's a little tiny knobs on the bottom here. The tiny knobs help you be able to put this on a carpet or anywhere. You're not likely to, this box is not likely to move anywhere once you put it somewhere. So I kind of really like these knobs. So overall, it just looks really nice. You do have the keys. I don't even know if I still have the keys, but you do have like the standard suitcase type of small tiny keys that you could end up locking this. I never did. I don't even know where the keys are. I think they might be in here. They might be underneath the felt, but I don't even remember where I put them because I don't have anyone to keep this from. So when you open this, originally when the box came, so this box was about $219, something like that. And so I ended up getting a deal on House of Staunton. When you end up buying chess pieces, you a lot of times end up getting a deal. Potentially like $100 or maybe even like $120 off of this. And that's what happened when I got the Paulson Series chess set. They were like, "Do you want a box today?" And I thought, yeah, I already spent a lot on the pieces, but I thought, where am I gonna keep it? And then they said, you know, we'll give you the box for like $100, and originally it was about $219, $220. So I said, you know, okay, I'm saving some money anyway, so that's the perfect time to get a box, is when you're purchasing the actual chess set. So when you open this up, the top is felt, and it's actually like there's a lot of softness to it. Unlike this box, there's a lot of softness in the top here. The pieces are all encompassed in their individual compartments. It's gonna be hard to show for you guys because this is a pretty heavy. There we go, pretty heavy box overall. But one of the things that you will notice is that, as you can see, I'm holding it upright. I'm holding it completely upright. None of the pieces are falling out because this particular box is made for pieces of a certain height. So this will be like for a 4.4 inch, or it might be for a 4, but you guys will have to take a look closely because on these boxes, they will tell you like you need a 4.4 or a 4 and no less. Like they'll actually tell you that if you have a smaller chess set, not that it won't fit. The pieces will fit in here. It just won't be optimal because then the pieces are going to be, you know, they're going to be sort of moving around in each one of their individual sections, which is fine. But, you know, you will not be able to take the chess set like this and flip it upside down. See, I'm kind of really tilting it because as I'm doing that, none of my pieces are falling out. I don't really see that to be like a practical thing because when you play chess, generally you just open this and you put the pieces out and then you put the pieces in. So it's really not necessarily something that, you know, you're not going to be flipping this box upside down for any particular reason. But one of the things about this nice box here is that, like I said before, each piece is compartmentalized in individual compartments. So none of the pieces are touching each other. None of the pawns are touching each other. None of the bigger pieces are touching each other. The knights have their own separate space here. The queens, both of the queens have 2 separate spaces. So all the pieces are here that need to be here. So when you get the box initially, the pieces don't come inside the box. Obviously, the pieces come inside their own little cardboard box that you have to take out. But when you get the box, all the compartment spaces here will be filled with the green felt, and then you take out individual pieces out of there, and it's actually serrated to where you can break off, depending on how large your chess set is. You'll break off the individual layers and then put it back in here. So initially I took out all of the felt inside here, and then if you take it out all of it, you get to the felt of the bottom of the box, and it's a little bit more hard. And I was looking at it and I thought, no, you know, I don't want to get all the way down to the very bottom. So I ended up just taking out enough to where I still have, I'll show you guys, still have a little piece of about this thickness inside in each individual section. And then these pieces go, oh, and on the inside you just have the wood. You actually just have the wood. So you have to have some kind of a layer there still. But when you put them in, everything sits in its place. And then this thing is also basically what this ends up doing is it pushes all the pieces to ensure that no matter how you move the box around, the pieces are not going to fly out. So when you close this and you completely close it like that, you have the handle by which you basically are able to carry this. This is the set that I take to my friend's house whenever me and him get together to play some games. I end up taking this one just because it's so much easier. Yeah, it's heavier, but it's just so much easier to transport because all you have is just the suitcase type of deal. Now, when you're carrying this, it is a little bit heavy. The outside is wood, so sometimes, every once in a while, as you're carrying it, you may end up hitting it against something. It doesn't necessarily like cause the wood to break or anything, but it's just something to keep in mind just because it's such a big suitcase, okay? So as far as being able to transport something, to go to, like, you want a fancy chess set and you want a fancy box that you can carry somewhere, this is great. As far as being able to keep this like on a chess table, very compact, no, it's not a very compact set. If you intend to keep it like underneath the bed, then that's a different matter altogether. But overall, for really nice pieces, I would recommend something like this, or maybe consider getting a coffer box. Once again, I don't really have a coffer box with me right now, but I would be able to maybe in the future get one so that I could do a better review of that, because I was actually looking to get a coffer box for a while just because it's like the original type of looking box. So that's that, okay? Lastly, I have this you guys have already seen it in one of my videos about the tournament plastic chess set. This one, if you guys are interested in watching that video, please do by all means. But it's going to be a little more tricky for me to show you guys, but this is another way to transport your pieces, depending on how big your pieces are. Currently, you have the two compartments, each one here and one here, that you could theoretically, if you have a wooden chess set, or if you have an inexpensive wooden chess set such as this, you could take the pieces from here and put them in those individual compartments and be okay, because there is a little bit of cushion on the outside and on the inside. So I think that if you wanted to go to tournaments, or if you're always walking around and you're always going to different tournaments, then my suggestion is try to find an inexpensive wooden chess set that size like 4 or 4.4 inches. This one here is not that high, but if you did find an inexpensive chess set that was of proper tournament size, you could theoretically utilize a bag like that, and that way, if you intend to go somewhere, you can have like the best of both worlds. You have the nice wooden chess set, a mouse pad board or a vinyl board, and then you're able to take this on tournaments. Obviously, it's up to you if you want to be able to stand out in those tournaments, because everybody else will probably bring plastic chess sets. You're going to be like one of the only people who's going to bring a wooden one. But if you intend to go to have some games with your friends, this is still a good option, you know. And if you don't want to have plastic chess pieces, you could always get, like I said, inexpensive wooden pieces and still be able to put them in here, because the compartments here are great, okay? Like I said, it's not about the price, and I'm not trying to sway and say this one's necessarily better. As with everything else, you know, you're looking at different things and you're considering how, you know, what will be the best for you. Like I said, if space is an issue, or you intend to keep your chess box somewhere on a bookshelf, then you might want to consider something that will fit on your bookshelf. And, you know, even though you have the option maybe of getting something a little bit more expensive, that might not necessarily be something that you would want. So definitely, like I said, once I get the other chess boxes, I'll be able to kind of give you guys a little bit more of a broader comparison. But as far as what I have, here's what I have. And, you know, so that way you guys can kind of make a decision, especially if you're considering different chess boxes, about what you want. And also, like I said, keep in mind, are you intending to go out somewhere? Are you intending to take your chess set to friends' houses, to tournaments? Or is it something that's just going to be strictly at home? You know, and where are you going to keep it? So all those things are, you know, definitely you want to keep in mind. Okay. So anyways, thanks guys for watching, and hopefully you guys have found this video to be interesting, informative. Once again, if you like this video, please hit that like button, and if you like my channel, Go ahead and subscribe, as I've had a lot of people subscribe recently that are saying to me that they enjoy my content and that I am informative. So that way, you know, it really kind of gives me more motivation to give you guys more content, to give you guys more information like this. And anyways, so hopefully every one of you has a good day. Stay safe, and I'll see you guys next time.